we are bringing you 7 tips today for home maintenance that you might be neglecting or you might not even be aware of. So stay tuned for more.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andy Haven.
And I'm Holly Haven, and we are your North Texas No Filter Real Estate team, and we are ready to welcome you to Texas with some amazing homeowner tips.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're not a handyman, we'll let you know who to use.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, Andy, let's start with the HVAC system.
Yeah, this is a big one in Texas. If this system goes out, you are toasty.
Yeah, and you don't want it to happen sometime around mid to late July because you're going to be on a wait list for that HVAC company to even get to your house. And guys, it never fails. It happens at Friday night at like 8 p.m. Yeah. So you're stuck for the weekend or you're paying crazy high costs to get it repaired. So what do we recommend?
Yeah, so we would recommend making sure that you maintain this every year, more than 2 times a year, even if you have the availability. Washing off your AC unit is really nice, making sure that you don't have a lot of gunk in that system, and making sure that you call out an HVAC person at least.
Some of them even include changing out your air filters inside. So I would call around, find some really reputable HVAC company in your area. Changing your air filters easy enough. We all know we need to do that every 30 to 90 days. And when it's really dry in Texas, you get a lot of gunk, allergens and dust and all of that stuff in your air filter. So guys, change those out really regularly to keep your system running effectively, but then having that third party come out and keep it maintained.
And another thing to keep in mind is if you're wanting to sell your house anytime soon or want to have that good value in the future, making sure that you maintain these systems will keep a reputable service inquiry with the buyer so that they know that you've been keeping up with all of your systems.
Yeah, it makes a big difference in those property inspections when the HVAC gets a 5-star review. Okay, the next one is kind of interesting because I just learned about this today. I did not know this was a thing. We were having a conversation today with an appliance repair rep that we know, and we asked her, why is my garage fridge 25 years old and I can't kill it? And my interior fridge is 2 to 5 years old, and I feel like I'm replacing them or having to have them fixed all the time. So this was kind of an interesting conversation because she told us you have to basically vacuum and clean the refrigerator coils regularly. Did you know this?
No, I don't even own a fridge.
Well, you do. She's closing on her house very, very soon. She's going to have her own fridge to worry about. So we are so glad we learned this today. So guys, depending on the type of fridge you have, you literally pull it away from the wall. You get your vacuum back there. You do a quick vacuuming and dusting. Again, consider this a couple of times a year. If you have pets, then imagine all of the dog hair that is lost under and behind your refrigerator. So vacuum that out, get it cleaned. You can call an appliance repair company, and these are things that they do on a regular basis, which again, I was completely unaware.
I had no idea that you could hire somebody to come clean your appliances.
Yeah, and it's just a maintenance plan with an appliance repair company. So good to know. And again, it will prolong the life of that fridge, and maybe your fridge will one day end up in the garage and be 25 years old as well.
For sure. Number 3 on the list is your water heater. Something we don't think about very often, and something you don't really have to be concerned with if you have a tankless water heater. So this doesn't apply to you if you have a tankless, but if you do have an actual tank water heater, you need to make sure that you're having it flushed annually to make sure that sediment doesn't get built up in that water heater. If your water isn't getting hot, if you're having low water pressure from your water heater, this could be your problem. So making sure that you have your water heater checked annually is definitely important.
And you can flush your own water heater, but if you're not super handy, you're not sure what to do, or it's not like in the garage where maybe you won't accidentally flood your own house, I always recommend hiring a professional to do this. Again, this is another one of those kind of high ticket items where replacing it can be very costly. But what's more costly is most people don't just replace a hot water heater, it burst, or a hose burst and you have water everywhere, and then you have water damage. So guys, having somebody out annually, this is like having an insurance policy. So we're talking about pay the HVAC company to come out and maintain, pay the plumber to come out and maintain. We understand that this feels expensive up front, but it is much less expensive than replacing these systems and gaining some extra life out of them. If you have bought a home that is not brand new, right? Somebody's already lived there for 10 years. You buy this amazing home. Just know that some of your systems could be at the end of their life, depending on how well they've been maintained. And you can prolong that life by proper maintenance, even if you start today.
All right, moving on to number 4.
Inspecting the chimney and the fireplace. We realize we are not in a super cold climate here in North Texas, but we do use our fireplaces, I would say, pretty regularly, even if it's just for ambiance. And it's not something we think about. They say have it checked annually, right? You literally can call out a chimney sweep. They can clean out the fireplace chimney unit. But really what you're checking for also is cracks, because you don't want that firewall to be damaged so that when you start a fire, it's able to get behind that brick or stone and get into the walls and create a bigger issue. So having that looked at, and I would say, maybe you don't do it every year here, but every couple of years, I would, again, put that kind of on your maintenance schedule and know that it's something you need to do. And I'm just going to put a little tip in here for our sellers. Guys, if you're a home seller and you've never had your chimney swept or checked, it's going to come up in your inspection report.
Yep.
Go ahead and have it done before you list. And that's one less thing that the buyer is going to be able to ask for.
Number 5 and 6 are kind of a group package. So this is your washer and dryer. I know if you've ever been on TikTok, you probably see, oh, let's change out our dryer filter by ourselves behind the back of the dryer wall. Don't do it. From
How do you
personal
know?
experience.
How do you know not to do this on your own?
From personal experience, I would suggest hiring somebody who knows what they're doing. So this is something that is suggested every year. What you want to do is make sure that you hire somebody that can get the lint out of the dryer vent. So this is very important. It can get compacted in there. If your clothes are not drying, it's probably because your dryer vent is stuffed with crap, lint, stuff, random things. You don't know.
Socks. It's all the missing socks.
Yeah, where do my socks go? In the dryer vent. So make sure that you're having that done every year. This can be a major fire hazard. If a fire sets outside of the house and gets up that can cause a fire in your home. If your dryer catches on fire, it can cause a fire to go out there as well.
Yeah, the appliance repair person I'm going to speak of again,
Yeah.
She told us today it takes 30 seconds from the time a fire starts within the dryer from this built up lint to the time it actually spreads to your home. That's pretty quick. You don't know what's happening. I know many of us start that load before we go to bed. And guys, this can be super, super dangerous. And it's not something we just think about. It's not forefront on a daily basis. So really making that part of your maintenance schedule once a year, have that dryer vent cleaned out.
Well, and just pulling out the dryer
just
vent
your
area
normal
that you can pull out, that's not enough. That is just preventing your clothes from, I think it's the buildup, so that it doesn't get dry. But basically what we're saying is there's more to a dryer than just the dryer vent pull thing that you pull out. So hand in hand with that is actually your washer. You want to make sure that you are checking the hose that's connected from your washer to your wall to make sure that there's no breaks or any damage to those lines, because that can cause your water line to burst, and we don't need a flood in the house because of the washer.
Again, more flooding. So once a year, you're going to have that appliance repair person come out and service the washer and the dryer, check your hoses, make sure everything is functioning really well. And again, it keeps the life of those appliances longer, and it saves you from a fire or a flood.
Yeah, because we don't want that.
No, we don't. Okay, guys, tip number 7. This comes up on almost every single inspection report that we see from buyers and sellers, and it is the garage safety mechanism. So there's 2 things here. There is a locking mechanism on your garage door that if you have a garage door opener, you do not want to use the locking mechanism. If you don't know what it is, Google it, go look at your garage door, make sure it is somehow disabled so that your child playing in the garage doesn't flip that little switch. You open the garage door and it rips everything off. That's kind of number 1. You probably don't have this issue unless you have somewhere around 10-year-old boys, and then you should check your garage door. Secondary though is that safety feature where when it hits something it's not supposed to, it automatically opens. You can literally hit the control to close your garage door, stick a board or something under it for it to hit before it actually hits the ground. If it does not bounce open, then that is the safety feature we are talking about. And guys, you can call out a garage door company. I know more people were going to pay, but you don't want the garage door to come down on a small child and not reverse. It happens more often than you would think. So making sure that your garage door is in working order, the coils are functioning, and that reverse is working properly. Many of us also have the little laser beams that sit on either side. Test those, break the beam, and make sure that the garage door opens back up. So those little safety features will save you guys some grief. And again, it's like an insurance policy. You don't know it's broken until something has happened. So having that checked, go out there and check that yourself. It's pretty simple. And then we have a bonus tip for you today.
Yeah, we do. What is it?
It is the emergency kit. So a lot of people move to North Texas and they're fearful of our weather. We do have high winds, we have big storms, we lose power occasionally, we have tornadoes in different parts of the state. So really putting together an emergency kit, I know this is a little bit off topic, but I felt like it was really relevant. If we're talking about home safety and maintenance, have a bag or a box together that's in your kind of safe space. If you have to take cover because of high winds or tornadoes, a closet under the stairs, an interior bathroom, something like that. And put things like flashlights and batteries, maybe even some non-perishable snacks, some water bottles. Just have things in there that are handy. Emergency radio systems. You could have glow bracelets or candles. Make sure you put a lighter in there, right? So the things that you might not think about in the emergency situation where you're like, I'm taking cover and now I'm stuck in this closet and I don't have the things that I need if I'm going to be here for an hour or two.
Yeah, portable chargers are a good one as well.
Yep.
Because you never know when the power goes out, how long it's going to take for it to come back on.
Those brick chargers for your cell phones. So hopefully your cell tower is still working. But just some little things to think about. Kind of make yourself a quick checklist. Throw it all in a bag or a box. Shove it in that closet or bathroom cabinet somewhere handy and have that available for when the time comes, because you're going to take cover at some point, even if nothing actually happens. You're going to hear the sirens. You're going to get nervous, especially if you're a new Texan. So we want you guys to feel prepared and not be freaking out in the moment. All right, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us. We want to hear what your thoughts are, what you have to say. If we missed anything that you think is kind of maybe an unknown tip or something that we should share, we would love to have those comments down below. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in North Texas, reach out to us. We would love to chat.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.